Okay, anyways, we can talk about food all day, obviously. Tone, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First up, man, let's hop into it. Now, look, this is a show that has been revered. And at times, I'm not the first person. When I see a movie or a show get really good reviews, I'm always like, okay, I mean, a lot of people like it, but I always kind of look at the community score, like the audience score. Well, that's the one where I really put a lot of my weight at. I'm like, I want to see how this one's doing. And it started getting a little bit of love from the audience. It's like, okay, I want to see what this is like. Shogun. And after seeing the fifth season of Fargo on FX, I was like, okay, FX has their shit together. They know what the fuck they're doing. They clearly have an understanding of how to make quality television. I was like, okay, so I seen Shogun, FX. All right, let's talk. Let's watch it. Dude, you're one episode ahead of me. I'm 3 episodes in. The next episode, fourth episode just dropped yesterday. The 5th episode drops on the 19th. This shit is like Game of Thrones in Japan, feudal Japan. Is this feudal Japan?
Yeah. Still considered feudal, yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah. This is Game of Thrones in there, and dude, this show is fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really into it, and I know you're over here going, dude, wait till you see episode 4. Like, I'm already pissed that I couldn't get to episode 4. Because I'm already into like episode 3. I'm just like, this is amazing. But Britt right there nails one of the things I love about the show. It's stunningly, it's visually a stunning show, and like the production design is top tier. Everything from the set designs to the costume designs, even to like the vistas and whatnot, and like some of it is CG enhanced, but it's not over the top. Like, it just looks really fucking good. Like, everything about this show is quality in terms of its production design. Really big fan of that. But the thing that makes this shit go, dude, is the ensemble involved. I mean, there are some. Now, look, I am a big fan of. I'm gonna butcher this name, Haruki Sanada. Okay, he is what's his name? Tornaga. He's one of the regions, one of the big guys, and he was in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But like, he is a very steady.
He's been in a lot.
He's been in a lot of John Wick 4. He was in I think he was in Westworld.
He was briefly in Avengers.
Yes, he's been in a lot of stuff, and he is about as reliable as it comes when it comes to screen presence. He just has this very cool, calm, but he commands the screen when he's on there. And then you got a couple of Monarch people on there.
Yeah,
you've got Takahiro Hara and Anna Soe, who were both in Monarch, and then you've got Cosmo Jarvis, who is kind of like this. I don't know much about Cosmo Jarvis, but I look him up. He is like a revered British actor. Like, he has pulled in a lot of hardware overseas over in England. Like, he is a big time British actor, and like, so you've got this really talented ensemble.
Yeah, and he was actually, what we did realize last night was that he was in a few episodes of Raised by Wolves on HBO.
Yes,
I was like really, really into for like the first season or two, whatever. And when it was brought up, I'm like, oh shit, I remember him briefly in that. But like, yeah, I had no idea that he had such a diverse background. And honestly, the rest of the cast, from what was the main lady from
Monarch?
What was her name?
Anna Soy.
Trying to check here. Yeah. She, like, in Monarch, Britt was like, she was kind of like, but I think that was the material she had to go. She was working as a over dramatic, whiny character.
Here she is.
She is showing a showpiece right now because she has to keep a certain like demeanor. Like, you're in a time frame that like,
I think you're just seeing exactly like what the culture was like. That like women in feudal Japan were very, I don't want to say submissive, but they were very obedient. I mean, they just listened. They never they knew that if they were to speak out or anything like that or act out of the ordinary, they've established anybody really. I mean, they established that early on that like if you do anything out of line, there are massive. When they alluded to the guy and his son, the baby, all because he spoke out, I was like, wow. I was like, we're really killing babies in the first episode.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fucking gnarly. So now this is based off a novel as well too, and from what I've heard so far is the novel folks are enjoying it as well too.
That's awesome.
Because it's been really good. And I believe there was a movie made off this either in the 80s or sometime in the past.
Was not well received.
Right. However, this is pretty much tick and tie for the most part. I think to the books there might be some few small changes overall from what I've read and seen. It's been received really well because, again, the scores are really high. And, you have to also be somebody who can understand that this is going to be half the time or more, it's going to be in subtitles.
Yes.
A
lot of dialogue, a lot of subtitles.
I believe there is a dubbed version, though, as well. You can choose on Hulu.
Is it really?
I thought I saw that. I didn't check it out because, for me,
How much more? Or you mean English dubbed?
I thought so.
Because I was going to say you can't really dub it with Japanese. I mean, most of the people are speaking.
But it'd be English dub, so you don't have to worry about the subtitles.
I feel like with these actors, though, people that have established themselves, I don't mind reading their shit because their delivery is so good.
And that's why, like certain video games that have this kind of aesthetic,
sure, yeah,
that's why I play them in Japanese. It just feels more, and all the dialogue just seems more natural.
Yeah.
So
and the one thing that I dig about the show, the other thing, man, and it kind of bums me out because we were talking about it before the show, was like, so is this based on a series of books? And you were like, no, it's a single book. And there's already kind of bits going around that are saying there's no season 2 of the show. And the reason I'm kind of bummed about that is because this show has major Game of Thrones vibes. And it's something where I was just like, dude, if we're only getting one season of this, I don't know how many episodes it is. I think you said it might be 8. But I mean, FX does tend to go a little bit longer. The season sometimes, I think Fargo was like 8 or 9, it was like 9 or 10 episodes. But like total Game of Thrones vibes, I'm gonna be so bummed if we only get one season of this.
Yeah.
Because the way that I'm only 3 episodes in, and I feel like, okay, cool. We've established the party lines. We've established who's who. We've established that certain characters.
Wait till you watch episode 4.
I know. Damn it. I know. I'm going to be watching that this weekend, man.
Fuck.
But, like I love how you have, like, these characters with checkered pasts that are kind of, like, forced into alliance with other people. You got the cutthroat politics, the snappy dialogue. All of that complements when there is action. That's the thing I like about the show. Yes, there's a lot of dialogue. And there's a lot of, like bullshit building up to stuff. But when it does ramp it up, when it does get to the action, very brutal. I've seen a lot of severed heads already, and we're only 3 episodes in.
It's episode 4.
I feel like I'm doing a disservice by talking about this without seeing episode 4. I feel like my opinion of it would be even better, but
episode 4 takes up to 11 real fast.
It's really just a very engaging show, great performances, and I'm really digging it so far, man. Yeah. Like FX has really shown me, and I'm sure I'm late to the party on this because I feel like FX has always kind of had this reputation of having really good shows. Like now that I'm watching more of them and seeing what I'm just like, man, they really do have some fucking high quality.
There's a lot of stuff up there. If you're on Hulu, for instance, that's where I watch a lot of my FX stuff.
Yes, yep.
There's a lot of stuff when you start going through. You're like, oh man, I have heard this is good. Oh yeah, this.
I haven't seen one episode of American Horror Story, and I've heard that show's fucking rad.
I've seen the first 3 seasons. I think I love the first few seasons. Some people are still into it. I feel like I've heard that the show kind of dips after a while, or maybe in the middle, or whatever.
Right.
I know Coven was real popular. I feel like, but
Cuddle's considered miss. But I mean, I'm thinking back to the early 2000s. I mean, they had shows like Nip Tuck, Always Sunny when that came out, The League. They had some great comedies, but I know what was the one? I think they had one with Dennis Leary. Was it Rescue Me, where he was the firefighter?
Yeah,
I know that was a
well-received show. Yep.
So I mean, they've had a lot of good stuff. Sons of Anarchy? Yes. Yep.
And I feel like that's interesting.
The League was fucking awesome.
We
dude.
Definitely, that is a very underrated show.
Criminally underrated.
That's where Janina came from originally too.
There you go. Yep.
We always talk about the big apps and stuff like that. Like I could never stop paying for HBO just because I'm such a whore for it. Like I love HBO.
Yep.
So there's a couple apps that are like that with me, and I'm starting to feel like we forget about FX all the time. And how we have access to it as well too. So, definitely what was the Old Man? What was
Old Man?
Old Man?
Yep, the Old Man. That was FX too, wasn't it?
Dude, and I fucking
did we find I don't know if I think they either just finished wrapping on season 2.
Are they doing a season 2 then?
Oh yeah, there's another season coming.
Oh yeah,
I
see.
Justified.
That's Timothy Oliphant, right?
Justified?
Yeah, I need to watch that as well, too.
What was the one with Michael Chiklis? That wasn't on FX, was it?
I don't think so.
Remember he had that show, was it called The Shield? No, not The Shield. God, he had a show.
The Shield was a good fucking show.
It was, but he had a show that was really big. It was, I think that was like his breakout show. He was a cop. I can't remember what it was called. The Shield. It's gonna piss me off. Cuddles, do you know what I'm talking about? Michael Chiklis. I want to say it was like late 90s, early 2000s. I want to say it was called The Shield.
Speaking of briefly on westerns, Kevin Costner has a new western movie coming out. Did you see that trailer yet?
Did. And it's like a multi-part movie. Like
Did you watch the trailer though?
I did. I thought it looked really like it looks good, but there's something about him with his fucking his huge epic sagas.
Yeah.
I mean, like look, we'll lock horns on Waterworld, but he's got some others in there that are like duds. Like what was it, The Postman? I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not
and
great.
even like Wyatt Earp was fucking terrible compared to Tombstone.
But this looks really like I watched it the other day. I was like, wow, this looks really fucking epic.
I mean, I do want to see because I do like Kevin Costner. I think he's done a lot of good work lately.
Yeah.
I feel like as he's gotten older, he's done a lot better with his choices.
Dude, Mr. Brooks.
Oh, dude, Mr. Brooks with him and even though William Hurt ended up being kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, but
that movie was fucking wild, dude. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Everything is bad compared to Tombstone, so that does not. I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, I remember when Wyatt Earp came out, I was just like, oh, that's a sweet cast. I'm like, but then you go see Tombstone, and I don't even have to go see Wyatt Earp to know, like, Dennis Quaid is not even going to come close to fucking Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. I don't have to go see it. And then I heard people go see it and go, it's a fucking snooze fest of a movie. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know about that one.
He's also Robin Hood.
Dude, the Robin Hood thing is my favorite because you literally hear him lose his English accent in the same scene. Like, he goes English Robin to just Kevin Costner. In the same scene. You're like, hey, man, where'd your accent go? I mean, but Robin Hood was dope because you want to know why? Alan Rickman.
It's true.
He was fucking incredible. That was like in that window where Alan Rickman was like, okay, he was just one of the greatest villains ever as Hans Gruber. And then he comes up and goes toe-to-toe with Kevin Costner as Sheriff of Nottingham. Like, he was so fucking good in Robin Hood. And it's just like, dude, Robin Hood was fucking awesome.
Recognize this?
cousin.
Yeah. Why, what does he say? Why a spoon?
Yeah, it's
fork or
because
knife.
It's dull. It'll hurt more, you moron.
Yeah, you twit or whatever it is. Yeah.
Man. Anyways, Shogun, really fucking good show so far. I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to watch episode 4 this weekend. Episode 5 drops next Tuesday, I think it is. Yeah, Tuesdays is when it comes out at 9 p.m. So make sure you check it out. Let us know in the comments below if you're watching Shogun. What are you digging about it? What do you like about it? I mean, even when the fans of the books are all on board because the show is that faithful and that good, you know you got something going on. So I want to get everyone's thoughts. Let us know in the comments below what you think of Shogun. We want to hear from you.